employment visas, employment green cards in US. Hello, friends. Hello. I'm going to say hello one more time. I'm just going live on YouTube and on Facebook here. And I want to discuss with you all today employment visas, employment green cards. This is our topic today. And just talk a little bit about myself for new subscribers if you don't know me yet, discuss some immigration news, and answer your questions. For now, I want to see if you could hear me, if you can see me. Please drop a comment below with a little plus sign. Plus sign if you can hear me, because I'm not sure about the sound until you tell me. So if you tell me, then I will be happy to know that the sound is good. Please let me know in the comments by posting a little plus sign if you could hear me, if you could see me, and also please write where you guys are watching me from. I'm Marina Shepelsky, U.S. immigration attorney for 22 years, and I'm here to discuss immigration topics in U.S. Before everyone joins me here, let's discuss some important things that you might want to know about me, like who am I, why am I here with you, what's going on that brought me here. I'm an immigrant myself. I came to United States. I came to United States in 2000, I'm sorry, 1989, 1989, and that means that when I came here, like you, I didn't speak much English. I'm an immigrant. I came as a teenager, though, and I grew up here. I went to school in New York, then I went to college in New York. I went to NYU. I went to Fordham Law School. And when I graduated, I had no idea what I wanted to do as a lawyer, when I would start working. And for a while, I didn't know, but I kind of fell into immigration and I loved it. I really loved it. And I saw how rewarding it is, how great I feel when I get somebody a green card. And I just decided that this is the best thing to help people. And I just started to do more and more and more of it. We also, if you are a New York person, we do accident law, like personal injury, and we do divorces. But most of our practice at this time is on, topics related to deportation, waivers, legalizing in the hardest situations when you were married to a U.S. citizen and it didn't work out. That's VAWA. If you were exploited through work, and I'm going to talk a little bit about it later, we can help you with a T visa. We can help with all kinds of difficult situations. And the more I've been practicing, the more interesting examples of situations that we've dealt with we have in our practice. So we are very experienced at this point. It's a large firm for immigration. It's not large in terms of law firms. There are law firms out there that have thousands of attorneys. We're not like that. But for immigration, we are pretty large. Besides myself, there's 4 other lawyers working with us, and we have a bunch of legals. And so we are really helping as many people as we can, working in all the states. Work is my mission. I love it. This is what I do. I also love working with divorces in New York, and even personal injury brings me joy because that's when somebody suffers and we help get them compensation. So it all works out very well. Please write in the comments as I'm talking where you're watching me from. BG970110 says, Marina, I'm now in Georgia. How can I come to US illegally? We will talk at the end about some legal options to come to US. For now, let's just talk about you guys, where you're from, where you're watching me from. In the past, people have said in the comments, hey, I'm watching you from Florida. I'm watching from New York. I'm watching from California, from Maryland. We had people from every single state, Kentucky, Bangladesh, India, Georgia, Kazakhstan, Pakistan. and so on. So if you speak English, a lot of people, oh, BG97 is watching from Georgia. Me, Jay Shea is watching from New York. Thank you so much for watching. Our office is located in New York, but we help people all over the United States and very successfully so. Okay, so today's topic, sorry. Today's topic that I prepared for the show is employment visas and employment green cards, right? So let's talk about green cards first. Those are my favorite because that gives you a right to become a US citizen like this, right? Okay, the first thing I want to discuss is the highest category, EB1, extraordinary talented people. It could be in arts, it could be in TV, but it could be in science or business or whatever, math, finance, anything that you can think of, any area that you are one of the top people in the world. You will get the EB1 visa and you will be able to get a green card at the same time. This is pretty rare. I don't see too many people who really qualify, but they exist. I just sent out a case like this last week, and we already we paid processing, so we already have confirmation that the person is in the process of getting our green card. The next category is EB2, the second employment category. And EB2 is when you can show that there's a national interest in you working in US. So there's two kinds of visas that qualify under this umbrella. There's actually three. There's one where you have an employer and you are, in the second category, you have a good talent or you have an advanced degree and you go through the labor department, right? That's less used. The more commonly used one that we use is the EB2 National Interest Waiver for somebody with an advanced degree. So if you're from India or Pakistan or Bangladesh or from Nigeria or any country in the world, right? Georgia, and you have the equivalent of a 5-year master's degree, you can qualify for this visa if you can show you have really, very good, exceptional projects. You're very unique. You're speaking at conferences. You're one of the leaders in the industry, right? And so this type of visa, you can either get through having a really good degree that I mentioned, like a master's degree, a bachelor's with 5-year progressive experience or more, or alternatively, you could show you have some amazing, exceptional skill. For example, you're an underwater oil driller or something like that, right? So that's all into you file for yourself, and there is a waiting line for this visa, a quota for this visa. As a quota, you might have to wait a year and 9 months to qualify and wait for your visa number to be current. That means that if you're in the States, you'd have to be in some kind of status to sit and wait for your line to move towards you. This could be 2 years, it could be a year and 8 months under the current waiting times. You could be sitting here with an H-1B, with an L-1, E-1, E-2, or a student visa F-1. And in that case, if you're a student, most students are not allowed to work in the US. So you cannot be violating this non-immigrant status while you're waiting for your petition to be current. And finally, we can talk about EB3 perm. That's the third employment category, much more common. This is like most people qualify under this category, either with a bachelor degree or higher, or even unskilled workers. But the line gets much longer here. So you could be waiting between 5 to 7 years potentially in this category, and hardly anyone has that type of non-immigrant status. You need an employer for AB3. You need to go through the labor department. It's a must. So this takes a long time. All right. So here are those top three green card options. when we're talking about temporary or non-immigrant work visas, just saying hi here. Anybody watching me from some cool places, some states? I don't see you guys posting. Post where you're watching me from because I have people watching. I see you guys, but nobody's saying where they are. Anyway, let's talk about the non-immigrant temporary workers. Christina Psychology joined. Hi, Christina. Where are you watching me from? Please post in the comments what city or state you're watching me from. Anyway, so non-immigrant visas. We got the L1 transfer employee. This is somebody who gets transferred from their job in, let's say, India to their office in New York City when it's related companies. Whether it's a branch, whether it's an affiliate, you're related in business and you're needed through your job, not anymore in your home country, Ukraine. Now you're needed in America. We had a client who was working in the London branch of a company that like made discs, CDs, and they needed her in America. She was transferred as a manager. She got an L1A visa. There's also L1B visas for people who are like supporting personnel. A good example could be like an airline that had offices, let's say in Qatar, but also they have an office in New York City, in LA, in Chicago, and the person from Qatar needs to be transferred to the States. They're like a regular person, maybe not necessarily a manager or executive. That's more in the L1B area. O1 visa, it's a work visa for extraordinary talents. You have to show you're a really exceptional, outstanding talent, and you need to have a sponsor for this visa, in the L1 visa, obviously. H1B, very commonly seen, it's a lottery. All kinds of companies apply every year to get the workers that with the H1B visa can be extended up to 6 years. You usually need a bachelor's degree or like many years of experience to show that there's no such thing in America. So the employer needs somebody for a few years in the States to help them out. Then there's investor visa, E1, E2. If you are from a treaty country that signed the special treaty, then you have to invest a sizable amount, at least like 120, 150,000 in the U.S. economy to show you're opening a business here in America and you need to come to America to run that business. But there's also an employment related visa that's a humanitarian visa. And this is for somebody inside US who worked here and was abused, badly treated, exploited, taken advantage of at their job. For example, we have an Indian client who worked as a gas station attendant, and his employer never gave him a schedule. He would be called to come in out of nowhere and work 18 hours a day, never paid for overtime, never had sick days, never had paid sick days, never had paid personal days, never had a vacation paid, never got time off if he was sick and get paid for it, disability or workman's compensation. Nothing like that. So on top of it, the owners called him names, belittled him, humiliated him, put him down, and threatened with getting him deported. But also other times said, well, maybe we could try to sponsor you for a visa. That's a T visa situation. This applies to gas station attendants. Anybody working in like a pizzeria or a sandwich shop or any restaurant, anybody who's a driver or a truck driver. You don't have to be a W-2 employee. That's the first thing that people say. You could have been paid in like a 1099 or cash. We usually will file a complaint against the employer anonymously for you. You're not going to be told, they're not going to find out it was you. File this and in some cases, I recommend to people to get a lawyer and sue them for unpaid wages, for compensation for the like they owed you money for your salary and they never paid you. So you'll even get paid for that type of a situation. Plus, you'll get an immigrant visa out of it, and it's called a non-immigrant T visa, trafficking. So those are the things that like came to my mind today. Talk about employment in the states, These visas that I mentioned all give you status here with a work permit. The green cards obviously also give you work permit, and you become 5 years away from becoming a U.S. citizen once you get that green card. So if you have any questions about what I said, drop them in the comments. Danny's watching from New York. Thank you so much. And Danny says, I'm going to just jump right in. I'm currently applying for a non-immigrant visa for my mom at the embassy outside of the US. Do I have to upload supporting documents before the interview or take on the day of interview? Usually both. Okay, whatever documents you're looking for, you probably will have the option to upload them, but also you must bring them to the interview. It depends on what type of visa you're applying for. Mike Stewart wants to know, and he says, good morning, Marina. It's been 36 months since I filed my VAWA petition. No news yet. How much longer do people wait? Thank you. Usually, you would have to wait another 3 to 5 months because currently it takes 42 months to process and get a decision on a VAWA petition. Question from Damian Thompson. My metrics for my I-765, this is the work permit or work authorization application that I filed based on my pending green card form, was done by me on March 26th this year. Still no decision on my case. People who filed after me, some of them got approval from the same field office. What could be holding this up? Maybe they're giving me a green card. Damien, this is way too quick yet to get a decision. Yes, it's true. Some people get approved. Usually, people who filed for asylum and they're in a special fact category. You're probably not in this category. So just be patient. Give it a few more months. It will take a few more months. Manish says, hi, Madame. I applied recently for my Guava-based work permit renewal. Now my spouse is a U.S. citizen. How long will my work permit take? And I didn't get any RFE last time. Any chances I will get an RFE now? What is it? Oh my God, there's so many questions, Mr. Manish. My number for a consultation with our office is on the bottom of the screen. Feel free to call and ask anytime. It's too much to respond to here, and nothing I say in the show is meant to be legal advice. This is more for information, and you're asking for legal advice. Hussein says, good morning, my vow was approved. Woo-hoo, congratulations. So happy for you. And I have a removal order, but now immigration judge dismissed my removal proceedings, granted my motion. Now my green card application is pending. So he's got approved VAWA. Removal proceedings were closed out for no more deportation. And the green card application is pending and he's got advance parole. Can I or should I travel to my country for a month? This is a very difficult decision. I cannot give you advice. Most people are telling not to travel right now because it is very difficult to judge what can trigger them by questioning you and bothering you and denying you at the border. I don't recommend it right now. And he says there's a reason why he wants to travel. He's here almost 13 years. He wants to see his parents. Can I travel? I'm going to say no to the travel. No. Danny says, okay, we discussed this already. Thank you, Danny. Uh, Danny says applying for B1, B2 visa. Just follow the directions. I'm not exactly sure if there's going to be a place to upload them. Perhaps for B1, B2, there is no place to upload them. Uh, because I don't usually myself do the application. My paralegal do. Sorry about that. Any news for Georgians? From the Republic of Georgia is asking a person by the name of BD970110. I don't have any news for Georgians, nothing specific. Coming to US, try to get a tourist visa. A visitor visa is probably the best option right now. Um, and Adil says, hi, ma'am. Con Squash says, hello, ma'am. I was granted asylum. My wife and I, my wife is from the Philippines. Okay. My wife and I are from Philippines. Her grandmother passed away. We have green cards. Is it possible we can use home country passports to travel to Philippines? I don't recommend it, me personally. CB6695210 says, can a tourist with a 6-month visa do anything to get legal and stay? You can switch to something and then try to work on like a long time green card plan. You can switch to a student visa, but you can't work on that. You can try to get an investor visa. I don't know where you're from. There's some other options. You have to switch from tourist to something else and then work on a long time green card. Okay, any more questions here? Oh, Mike Stewart says, in your practice, if USCIS did not send me with a pending VAWA more than 36 months, a, a request for evidence. When Mike filed for VAWA, it's been 36 months. He did not receive a request for evidence. Do you think they still can? They still can, absolutely. Unfortunately, USCIS can do whatever they want now. So yes, they can even send you a request for evidence, even though it's been 36 months. Jamal Lazar 68 says, I really appreciate. Thank you. I appreciate you. All right. If you guys have any questions, now is a good time to ask them. I'm still going to be here for another 5 to 7 minutes. So I'll be happy to answer any questions you have. I'm going to take a little sip of water. It's so nice out here in New York. Spring finally is upon us. If you have any questions, now is related to immigration law, but not like exactly direct legal advice. I cannot do that. All right. Um, all right. There's Mohammed. Thank you for your question. Mohammed Arshad. I applied for VAWA combo card renewal of the CO9 category on March 15. When is expected receipt? So the receipt should be coming any moment now, usually up to 6 weeks to get the receipt notice for any USCIS cases, okay? And when can I expect to receive the renewed combo card? It could be 3 to 6 months. Arlene Arias or Arias, I'm wondering, can I travel with my advanced role? Right now, I'm telling people no. Okay, unless like you really have an emergency, you have no social media, you haven't posted anything against Trump in support of Palestine, in support of any terrorist activity, nothing critical of the government, you haven't ever had an arrest. Okay, maybe, but I really, I'm afraid, I'm really afraid for people to be traveling. All right. Ask me your questions, guys. I'm here to help and reply to some of your questions. All right. All right. So I have another question from anybody. Actually, I thought I had a question. Oh, Miji, she says, is there a possibility for one free consultation? Unfortunately, we're super busy right now. There's no possibility for free consultation, but I think we might be planning some discounts in May. So that's going to be very soon. Stick around. There might be some discounted consultation in May. And just know we work, for money. So consultations are a credit towards your case. All right, you guys, I think this is it for today. I don't see any more questions. Thank you for watching. This will be posted on my channel in recording. So if you're busy or you missed the beginning of the show where I talked about employment visas and employment green cards in US, just go back when you have a chance on YouTube. You can watch me on YouTube and also on Facebook, Shepelsky Law Offices, and I will be there for you. I will see you in 2 weeks. Prepare your questions, prepare your comments. I'm happy to help. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye bye.